from Albany.
Okay, I got you down, brother. I thought it was somebody else. Shalom, Lord Christ. I'm Officer Baraki Allah, Officer 500, representing the ISUPK. We started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, 1969, to bring forth the truth of the Bible about who the Israelites are. That they're the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans scattered abroad that make up the 12 tribes of Israel. This is the Wednesday night law class, and the title of tonight's class is called "Don't Let the Cares of This World Get You Off Track from What Time It Is." Right. Once I'm gonna say that one more time: don't let the cares of this world get you off track from what time it is. You know, it's times are getting. Whoever on the line, put their phone on. Make sure you put your phone on mute.
Yep, Salaki Adawan, it's young man Paul checking in.
Young man Paul? Okay. Okay, I got you down, brother. Any of y'all brothers got your sword? Oh, you read? Oh, so Salaki, y'all to wild for right now. All right, the title of the class: "Don't let the cares of this world get you off track from what time it is." You know, as the days go on, years go on, times only get harder and harder. I mean, very few times will it get easier. There's plenty of distractions to get you off the truth. There's plenty of distractions to get your mind off of you know, your true duty on what you're supposed to be doing on this earth. You know, and that's what the school is set up for, to remind us, you know, what our duty is on this earth, to keep our minds focused, because we must be focused. Because they already got the game plan on how to take us out, on how to keep us crabs in the barrel, how to keep us distracted. But do you have a plan? And do you have a proper plan? Is it concrete? Right. So we're gonna start off with the scripture Romans 13:11, because you ask the Israelites, a black so-called black man, he have a plan. He'll say he have a plan, but there's really no foundation on it. You know what I mean? We just going day by day. Focus is all over the place. You just blow like the wind, like some dust in the wind, like some like some hay in the wind, man. It's just all over the place. So, the thing is, you want to make sure you get focused, because there's gonna be plenty of things in this earth to get you distracted in all type of forms. Romans 13:11.
The book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 11. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
That's what time it is. It's time to wake up out your sleep. It's high time. Time to wake up out your sleep. You know what I mean? And you have to know what time it is according to the Bible, according to the prophecies. This Bible is a book of prophecies. You know what I mean? It's also history and also moral lessons. The law is in there, but it's also prophecies in there that haven't even happened yet. So you have to look into the Bible and see what time you is, because we read about the Israelites in the past or whatnot, but you got to figure out because we Israelites also, right? So we got to figure out where we at in the Bible. You know what I mean? The Israelites back in the past, a lot for the majority of the time, they knew who they were, even though they went off path, and they were hard-headed, stiff-necked people. They still knew who they were. Right. Besides, when we get to like the Hellenistic part, the Hellenistic Jews or whatnot. You know what I mean? That's what a lot of us are. We Hellenistic Jews a lot of times. But we know we're in a awakening period. It's time to wake up out of sleep. And what is that sleep? Of course, that's a metaphor for us thinking that we're color, that we black, thinking that we Hispanic, thinking that we're Indian, which means savage, thinking that we everything else but our true nationality. And also we following every religion, every type of belief system, then was the true truth of the Bible. You know what I mean? Our people has been wore out and laid out through history. They wore the saints out. They wore us out, all the prophets out. So now we at a significant time in this century, this day and time, that we actually in an awakening period, but it's happening slowly but for surely. If you could, sir, Keep on reading.
Book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 11. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
It's nearer than what we believe. You know what I mean? Everything is geared. If you know the Bible, if you pay attention, or you around the prophets of the ISUPK, then you know these prophecies are taking off every day, every week.
Right.
You know what I mean? And our salvation, that means salvation is getting closer and closer.
Right.
Because the Bible, whatever word and whatever prophecy the Bible spoke, it never came back void. That's how we know we can believe in that book. That's how we know we can believe into the book of the Bible, called the Bible.
Right.
We can believe in this book right here, because we already know the Quran doesn't have any prophecies.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because the Most High did not inspire that, but he did not. He doesn't have anything to do with those books. Right. The Book of the Dead, all those other books, the Lord don't have anything to do with those. You know what I mean? They'll tell you they can get some kind of wisdom out of it, but I never hear nobody quoting nothing out of those.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even though we're not supposed to get tattoos, but I never seen nobody with a Sora tattoo. Never seen nobody with a Book of the Dead tattoo. Never seen nobody. What's the Dalai Lama? Never seen nobody with a Dalai Lama tattoo, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Real, like, you know what I'm saying? But I do be seeing tattoos, which is ignorant as hell. You know what I mean? It's like it's an oxymoron, really, because you know that's unlawful to get a tattoo. But you'll see people tattooing, and you know, people always use references to the Bible. They could be the, you know what I mean, they could be the wickedest rapper. They don't reference something about the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how, because that when the Most High have his hand on the book, when he actually got something to do with a book, there's a book of the law, then that's the type of action you get.
Right.
You know what I mean? 1,000 years later, after the book is 2,000 years later after the book is completed, we still arguing about the validity of the Bible or all type of things of the Bible. There's nothing to argue about with the Quran. There's nothing to argue about with all these other falsehood Bibles.
Right.
You know what I mean? Witch Bible, Warlock Bible, all these different, because you got millions of religions, but nobody's never gonna, you know what I mean? Nobody's worried about the validity of those books or whatnot. You know what I mean? It's only the Bible. 2,000 plus years, people are arguing and fighting and everything. Families are breaking up and everything about that Bible, because you know what? The Most High he did authorize the book. He did, you know what I mean? He used his prophets, his man to write that book. Right. So, you know, brother, we got to make sure we know what time it is, because if you don't, then, you know, you can come into the truth and you can lead the truth. Everybody that come into the truth just don't necessarily stay. Right. You know what I mean? They let the cares of this world take them out. You know what I mean? Whether it be in the form of your family, your rib, spouse, or whatnot. I mean, your job, drugs, whores. You know what I mean? You may have a lot of, you know, when we born into this world, a lot of us we all born with certain things that we're dealing with. Somebody could be dealing with something sexual. They like heathens. You know what I mean? Sure, they could be homosexual. I mean, I never seen it, but I'm just saying, I'm just naming things. But you know me, sometimes you just feel, you know me, bills, just working a job. Just working a job, trying to make it out here. You know what I mean? Because we already know that it's not unlawful to work at all. No, you know what I mean? Being focused on what time it is is not saying don't work a job, because the Bible says if you do not provide for your family, you can be considered an infidel, which is which is a non-believer. I mean, you'll be worse than an infidel. Counted worse than an infidel. Of course. So we definitely feed our family where we work hard. We got to work hard. We're born in slavery and captivity anyway. Right. But the thing is just, you know, your main focus is to figure out what we need to do. Our whole duty. Right. Our whole duty is, man. Well, let me pull that scripture. Anybody on the phone know what our duty is on this earth? It's an easy one.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 12.
Read it. Read it. So Marshall. Okay, let me put you down. Shalom on Christ. Is that you that said the name of that scripture?
My mistake. Chapter Ecclesiastes chapter 11 and verse 13.
Right, it may be that too, but what you said first was right. Ecclesiastes 12 and 12. 12 and 12.
Right.
All right, go ahead. I'm gonna let Officer Hadar bring that out since he standing right here with the microphone. I mean, near the microphone.
The book of Ecclesiastes, the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12.
Salaki, sir. If you could start at 12,
God.
and then I'm gonna end at 14 on that one.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, starting at verse 12. And further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books. There is no end.
Right. We just mentioned all these books or whatnot. You know what I mean? All these Negroes, we're in the age of information. All these Negroes get, they got they claim they got knowledge of self. You know what I mean? They claim they know who they are. Oh, it's important to know who you are. People talking about that, knowing who you are, they don't even know who the hell they are at all. You know what I mean? All this studying and still becoming a fool and still ending up you're not in here, you're not in the truth.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you could, sir, continue.
And further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books. There is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh.
Right. The only book you need to be concerned about is a book of the law. Right. Now we have in the ISUPK, we have a bibliography with over 500 to probably over 1,000 books that we use in our bibliography. So these are books that prove the Bible, that expound on a little more things that have to do with biblical, the biblical text or whatnot. So definitely, we definitely well studied, but we have too many Israelites that's studying all type of things.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's so much knowledge they don't know what to believe. By the time they get to the truth, they just thinking that's that's just your religion. I think it's a United Nation of gods.
Right.
All right, you continue, sir.
Verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Right.
That's not. Did anybody tell y'all that? I mean, I'm glad y'all. Which one of y'all brothers said that? Was it you, Mashallah? Oh, young man Abishai. Okay. So that's the duty of man. When you hear this life is not even that long, man. Even though we regenerated back into the earth, you're not gonna remember. So we only focus on this one life or whatnot. You know what I mean? If you live past 70, any years past 70 is a blessing. Right. That's a miss. That's real fast. It's real quick, man. You know what I mean? But people come into this world and they think it's YOLO. You only got one life that you live. You know what I mean? You think you gotta have all your. I mean, because you can still have all the blessings here on this earth and have lots of enjoyment and pleasures and blessings and fun. But the whole duty of man is to follow the commandments of the Most High, man. You know what I mean? And we grew up in this empire telling us that the law is done away with. So the whole duty of we was all headed to breaking the one duty that we came here to the Most High set us to do. You know what I mean? If we didn't come into the school, the ISUPK, if it wasn't for the prophets but putting the truth out there, we was all headed to fail on that one thing we came here to do, man. You know what I mean? But when you tell our people that these days that's the whole duty of man to do, they look at you like you crazy, man. They can't get it. All right, 14, sir, if you could.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 14. For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
Right. That's why you need to keep your mind on the word. Keep your mind and your focus on your duty.
Right.
Because things are done in the light will come and you will be judged for. Right, you know what I mean? Instead of, because we got more fear of the judges in the courtroom, we got more fear of our bosses, we got more fear of the police, we got more fear of the feds, the alphabet boys, than the most high judge, the most high God. You know what I mean? Right. We got more fear of that. Like for real, you gotta get your mind right, brother. Get your mind right, sister. Because that's the one we need to fear, the one who can deal with the spirit. You know what I mean? So that's what our focus need to be. You know, we see these things. We see things are getting in a heavy gear these days. You know what I mean? With the whole Kyrie Irving, the Kanye West situation, things are shipping up in gear. You know what I mean? When the school started, the school it doubles in size. You know, Kyrie Irving sent out the link to the Hebrews, the Negroes book or whatnot. That's not a camp. That's not an Israelite camp. It's a book. That's how my brother's the author. You know what I mean? When more people waking up, are you gonna be ready to fulfill your duties? You know what I mean? Are you gonna be ready to lead? You know what I mean? Or are you gonna be so focused on things of this world? Right. So focused on bills. Now, nobody said don't be focused on them bills. Where you got to. You got to do it. You'll be out there in the street now. You'll be in the dark, whatnot. But you know, but we do all things in balance and also in wisdom. Right. I mean, are you gonna be so worried about your baby mama, your kids, with your family, that you know what I mean? That when this thing started exploding, to the point where all our people are waking up, are you gonna be able to properly lead? Or are you gonna be so caught up in the worldly issues? Right. You know what I mean? That's what we have to. That's what we make sure we got to know what time it is, because the time is it's time to put that thing in sport, put that thing all the way in gear, man. You know what I mean? Because we are already in it. We doing it right now. But the thing is that it's all type of distractions to get us off, and we have to have classes and sit downs like this to get us focused on things to come, because the things manifest in the spirit, and then it goes in the physical first. You know what I mean? Everything happens for a reason. And with that, pick me up at Isaiah 29 and 10 through 16, because you know, because I mean, are you ready to lose everything if it came down to it? You know what I mean? I know we look at Kyrie Irving, I know we look at Kanye West, and we see that you know, we can easily sit back and say, you know, ISUPK, we already know we putting our life all online anyway. But just for the average person, you can easily say, oh, these brothers should be doing this. So like everybody else need to stand with these brothers or whatnot. But you know, these brothers are set up to lose hundreds of millions of dollars. Right. You know what I mean? Have you ever lost $1 million? Sure. Have you ever lost $50,000? You know what I mean? Right. That'll take you under. Go ahead. Who is this?
Young man, Desmond checking in.
Shalom, Lord Christ. I got you down. Right. A lot of us, we lost $70,000, man. They'll take us under. Right. You know what I mean? Right. They can have you begging for that. They can have you begging and ready to tap dance and do everything you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? To sell out, because we already know a lot of times these workplaces, that they get you to sell your brother out. Right. You know what I mean? They get you to you got to work a certain type of way. Who is this?
Shalom, Lord Christ. I want Trooper Marshall checking in.
Shalom, Lord Christ. Okay, I got you down. Right. We got a lot of times in the workplaces, they'll get you to backstab your brother. They'll get you to be the little work snitch or whatnot. Right. You know what I mean? You know, you got to use much wisdom to make sure you don't trick yourself out the job, and also make sure you don't deal unrighteously with your brothers either and your sisters either. It's way more easier than said, because it get tricky. But you know what I mean? But you know, they come in. Go ahead. Who is this?
Yeah, I'm see I'll see how you not checking in.
Shalom, Lord Christ. I'm gonna put you down. Right, because it can get real tricky when you're dealing with finances or whatnot. Right. You know what I mean? The boss call you in one day, and say I check your Instagram, I check your Facebook. I seen that you on the same type of time that Kyrie and Kanye. That Kanye is on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like look, I'm gonna give you a few days to get rid of that, or it's your job. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like you may be living check for check, or you may got 2 checks saved up. They ain't enough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When it's all on the line, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Because these brothers are set up to lose hundreds of millions of dollars. You know what I mean? And they're gonna make them super tap dance just like they did Nick Cannon.
Right.
For that stuff. Who anybody seen the obligations they gave Kyrie? Okay, anybody got that list? The 5 things they want him to do? Because the brother just can't say, "Hey, I'm sorry, I ain't really mean it." They want that brother, because you already know they're gonna make an example out of that brother, man. To the point where we look at that thing like, man, they had me do all that. I just say forget about it. I ain't doing that stuff.
Right.
But this is that man livelihood. You know what I mean? He gotta really make a choice. You know what I mean? And it's the same way, even more heavy with us. Because when we come into the truth, with some of us done lost ribs. Some of us, our children done turned away from us. You know what I mean? And definitely our family done turned away from us.
Right.
You know what I mean? You might have been popular amongst your friend, amongst your community, amongst the church people that you probably known all your life. And you come in talking that truth, talking the truth of the Bible, everybody turn against you. Everybody turn against you. Somebody has something to say?
Yes, sir. I have those requirements, if I may.
Who is this?
This Officer Azar.
Oh, Shalom Lord Christ.
Shalom, sir. Shalom, Christ.
Shalom Lord Christ.
You have those 5 requirements if you want me to read them, sir.
You said something about being a reader?
Yeah, if you want, I got those 5 requirements for Kyrie.
You talking about for the 5 things? The 16. Oh, I got you know what? The water for that. I do got somebody that already have it. Who already have it ready to go inside physically in the class. Anything else you wanted to bring out?
Oh no, the Tawab class, sir. Most High in Christ, the water.
All right, most High in Christ. I'll go ahead with those. We say 6 things.
Khan.
Go ahead.
It says, in order to be reinstated by the team, Irving must fulfill 6 requirements: apologize and condemn the film he promoted.
Hold on, apologize and condemn the film. So they already know this brother's like he already tweeted this out. So they already know he doesn't think that he to condemn the film, but they force the hand. You see what they do with the slaves? Right. And it's like it happens on a job level too. Right. Like it's easy for us to look at the NBA and say, yeah, that's just a big plantation, man. You at a plantation that you at a slavery too.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they'll force your hand too. You know what I mean? Keep on going. Well, go. Somebody on the phone want to bring some out. Nobody?
No, sir. I was just bagging you up. That's it.
All right, come. All right, go ahead, bro.
Come. Requirement 2: make a $500,000 donation to anti-hate causes.
To anti-hate causes?
Right.
They just a half a ticket, $500,000. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Yeah, like really. What about just giving that to because we the poor on this earth, compared to Amalek, the Jewish man.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they just gonna force this man money too. Keep on going.
Complete sensitivity training. 4.
Hold on. They want to go to a sensitivity training.
Right.
You know what I mean? All the niggas words and things that we heard all through our life on TV and some of these basketball owners, right. Donald Sterling, all them. None of them had to go through that.
Right.
You know what I mean? What is his name? Did I say it right? Donald Sterling? Sterling for the Clippers owner? Yeah, a few years ago, somebody recorded him, one of his side pieces, recorded him going in on black people.
Right.
You know what I
I
mean?
remember that.
You know, he didn't have to go through that at all.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's plenty of other people that's plenty of other athletes that's been through that. You know what I mean? And used derogatory statements towards us.
Right.
And you know what I mean? They never had to go through that. But but we already know the seriousness of this matter. You know what I mean? Because this Israelite movement, the truth, that's something that they don't. You notice they don't make movies about this at all. They'll make a movie. They'll have you think that Malcolm X is one of the most hated people on earth, but they Hollywood made a movie about him.
Right.
His book is one of the best-selling books or whatnot. You know what I mean? They got a Malcolm X Boulevard. You know what I mean? They only got an Abel Bibbins Boulevard.
Right.
People don't even know who Abel Bibbins is. You know what I'm saying? They definitely for Christianity. They definitely got some Martin Luther Kings and Christian pastors all over, man. You know what I mean? And every other religion and whatnot, they wood and stone, but they want to hide this. Right. They're gonna do their best to hide this this information. Keep on going.
Number 5, meet with the ADL and Jewish leaders.
Right, they definitely always want to do that. You know what I mean? It's the same old story over and over again. You know what I mean? Just with Khalid Muhammad when he was with the Nation of Islam, and he spoke against the Jewish people, and they start pulling the moves because you already know that's a top tribe in Esau. So once they start pulling strings, then it's all she wrote. When you really got to be on the grid then. You know what I mean? They're gonna really make you play how you weigh then. So Farrakhan started getting the heat on that and wanted Khalid Muhammad to apologize. And then that's another thing. They want him to meet with the ADA and all that. You know what I mean? That's the same old thing with that whole anti-Semitism thing. You know what I mean? Keep on going. Go on, hold on real quick. Somebody on the phone has something to bring out?
Sir, that's the same thing. That's how they did Nick Cannon. That's how when he got on TV, that Jewish rabbi, whatever he was, and apologizing and had the little Edomite telling them about the Jewish this, that, the other.
Yeah, that's right. I do remember that. That happened like what, a year or two. That happened about 2 years ago. I do remember that. How can I forget? Right. So you got they're gonna make you sit down. They're gonna make you sit with your oppressors, and you got to go on a shameful tour, apologetic tour around the world, showing how much you apologize, and you still gonna get sat down for a minute, and then you'll slowly get back up. But watch your mouth for sure. You know what I mean? And see Nick Cannon. See what he's doing? He shut his mouth and he's just making babies now. Now I did hear, you know what I mean? I did hear him say something about what the slave masters get the buck and make an example of the biggest buck on the plantation or whatnot. But that boy ain't gonna say nothing about no he ain't gonna say nothing about no about who the true Jews are no more. Right. He know not to touch that subject. You know what I mean? He better stick with that slavery and thin real light. That was it on that?
One more.
Okay.
Meet with the team owner Joe Said to demonstrate an understanding of the situation.
Right. I mean Amazon. Then it's on Amazon. It's so asinine. Go ahead, sir.
So I get it, but good. That last part, you have to meet with Joe Tsai about the situation. Joe Tsai is Asian.
He's an Asian guy. Yeah.
He's Asian with ties to Canada.
That's crazy.
And you still have to bow down to your oppressor. I think if I'm correct, what was that first requirement was to apologize and
condemn the film.
Now he has to do a complete 180 on what he put out and like completely turn around from it, man. You see, that's why if I could, whenever we say like the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of,
right?
You understand? Because he really wants to make complete mockery out of you. He wants to make an example out of you, and he wants to put fear in you and your community. You know what I'm saying? He wants to tar and belly you.
Right, yeah, he definitely, and that's what he definitely doing it because like for real, if y'all basically it's an example. If y'all Negroes know any better, y'all don't even open your mouth for anybody talking this type of stuff. Stay far away from it.
Right.
If you want to make it into this world, stay far away from it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's what LeBron doing. LeBron was the highest paid ever. Mo is on track to beat Wilt Chamberlain record. All that. I mean, LeBron got it made, man. When it comes to this thing financially. And LeBron still begging for the crumbs of his master at his master's table. You know what I'm saying? Like he really got enough just to walk away and be like, forget about it. You know what I mean? But that's what let you know. With the slaves, when the slave master tell you, okay, yeah, you could be political about this issue. You can say something about this, because LeBron was for a minute he was acting like he want to get a little political, but when you come to think about it, it ain't nothing but Black Lives Matter type of thing. Right. George Floyd thing, you know what I mean? Right. That's what they put the spotlight up. That's what they put the spotlight on. You know what I mean? The whole George Floyd situation, Black Lives Matter. That's what I can't breathe shirts or whatnot. Right. You know what I mean? That's what your slave master told you that you can protest for. Right. You know what I mean? Anything else? You know what I mean? Just listen to my command. Right. But don't you dare ever say who don't they'll say nothing about no Jews. Right. Real. These people don't have no validity about that whatever. They act like we can't read. They act like this not the age of information. They act like the Israelites ain't been on the streets since 1969. Right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's seen it. Everybody know. You know what I mean? Do you all understand? If you've been on the streets since 1969 to 2022, that everybody knows and everybody has seen the Israelites for sure. But leave it up to the media. They act like it never had. Like they would never mention it. Right. They'll never mention it. It never existed. Just like they'll never make a movie about an Israelite. Right. Only movies about wood and stone. That's it. Pick me up at Isaiah 29:10. Come. And we'll go down to 16 because we definitely this is the thing. These cares of this world get you out. It'll get you off. There's plenty of distractions, and your money is a very big distraction. Right. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to your livelihood, that's a very big distraction to care about. Right. And you know what I mean? It is more easier said than done. So we've been in the deep. We've been asleep. Now it's time to wake up. Right. Now in this awakening period, this is what we had. The book is coming out to us. You know what I mean? The book is opening up. It's not like times before when we couldn't interpret that book at all. Right. We misinterpreted. All the interpretation we had was through the slave master. The law is done away with. The Jewish people are the true chosen people of God. We come for the seed of Ham. All those BS lies. You know what I'm saying? Right. That now that the truth is coming out, it's gonna offend the whole world. Right. And you got to be ready. You got to know what time it is. You have to be ready to defend it, not just with your word, not with sensationalism. Right. We might have had sensationalism like, yo, that look cool, that look real. You know what I mean? But when it come down, when the rubber meets the road, you got to be ready to defend that. Right. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Come. There's the book of Isaiah, chapter 29 and verse 10. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
A spirit of what?
Deep sleep.
These people don't know that that's the Lord plan.
Right.
To have Israel sleep. That was all part of the plan, man. Why I ain't never heard about that? I ain't never heard about this. You ain't supposed to heard about it. That's part of the prophecies. Right. Open up your Bible and read. But you can't, we already know you can't do that. You're going to have a prophet point these things out.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Once you get these things properly pointed out to you, you're going to be like, well, I ain't never seen this. I done had 20 Bibles by the time I was 30.
Right.
I done had 20 Bibles. Everybody got a Bible, you know what I mean? And that's what, I know me back in the day, I thought I knew the word. Oh, I know the word. You know what I mean?
Right.
Arguing about the word on a Christianity level. You know what I'm saying? I'm arguing with other denominations. My friends other denominations, we are arguing about, you know what I mean? If you could just, say this type of prayer, you can say the prayer one time or whatever, man. You know what I mean? On very course, I thought I know the word. I remember saying that, man, I ain't know nothing, man. I ain't know nothing, man, because that book was sealed. Keep on going.
Oh, God. and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, hath he covered.
The what? The who else? The prophets.
The prophets and your rulers, the seers, has he covered.
Right. So it's no marvel that these leaders don't know nothing, man. The Most High said he already done covered the eyes of them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And since 1969, the ISUPK has definitely been putting in their work. They've been knowing, but you see how long it took just to even get to us. Right. You know what I mean? It took us to 2020 something, 2000, you know what I mean?
Right.
16, 17 or whatever. Like, and it started in 1969.
Right.
And we ain't know nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
We already know it had to be of the Lord. Keep on going. But just like he said, the prophets and your rulers and seers, he covered all of us.
Right.
All our eyes, man. So it's going just as long as planned. Keep on going.
Verse 11. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed.
That everybody know.
That is sealed.
That Creflo Dollar can break down to me.
That is sealed.
You in Christianity and you go to seminary school, you know that word.
That is sealed.
That book is sealed, man. You know what I mean? Keep on going.
Which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed.
Right. The Most High know what he's doing. He made the Bible in a certain type of way. He put it in a certain type of order. It's right, because it's not like it's just so hard to read. It's not even, it's not written on a type of level where you can't get it.
Right.
It's just that the book is sealed. You know what I mean? The book is sealed now, and keep on going.
Verse 12. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I am not learned. Wherefore the Lord saith. Hold
on. That verse 12, that was a lot of us right there. Right. We didn't know what we didn't, you know what I mean? The 12 tribes of Israel, we didn't care nothing about that in Christianity. Right. You know what I mean? I don't even know if I knew a name of one tribe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if I heard of a Judah. You know what I'm saying? I'm for real. Like, I might have heard of something about the Jews.
Right.
But it's like we just, hey, that's what them folks got going on over there in Israel fighting or whatever. We just focus on the New Testament. That's it. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know anything. We didn't know anything about that. We didn't know about slavery in the Bible. Only thing we know about slavery in the Bible was what the oppressor teach you. Right. Go ahead, officer.
And like it, sir, for those who were Christian or who are Christian, if they knew about a tribe, it was only the tribe of Judah.
Right.
The reason you knew that was because of a gospel song.
Oh, right.
That's it. You only knew that because of a gospel song. So
right, go ahead.
And Salaki, sir, to piggyback off of what Officer Hadar just said, being a Benjamite, we know it because we know Judah because of reggae songs, culture reggae songs. They would actually call Haile Selassie the Messiah, and that he was a conquering lion of the tribe of Judah.
Right.
And you would hear that all throughout the music. So I knew about one tribe because of reggae music.
Right. And y'all all right because the reggae music, because we already know the Benjamites, they was slick thinking they Judah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Singing the songs of a revolution or whatnot.
Right.
And then I do, I think I might have heard a few gospel songs with that in there, but we couldn't put that together. We didn't know we didn't know what that meant, and we didn't think that concerned us at all.
Right.
You know what I mean? We was thinking that anything in the Old Testament, leave that stuff alone. Besides the tithes, now get that tithes in. We definitely knew to break down the tithes. Right. We definitely knew to break down. We definitely do songs and proverbs.
Oh yeah, come.
You know what I mean? But anything else, we read Genesis or whatnot. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. You don't know about that, but anything else, everything else, you don't know about.
Right.
Keep on reading.
Verse 13. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me.
Right, because we already know our Israelites, so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans, they all screaming, Lord, 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 Lord.
Right.
They all Jesus freaks. You know what I mean? Before let them tell it. You know what I'm saying? And they'll get the Lord name tattooed on them.
Right.
Jesus bumper stickers or whatnot. We already know our people, they OD on that type of stuff. They want to get and talk, they want to minister to you and everything. And and some of them don't even cease to pray.
Right.
They all, you know what I mean, they you know what I mean, for real, they speak very beautiful things about the Lord, man. And this was the Lord talking about, but that's not acceptable, man. For real, like just with anything else you're dealing with, you don't want a whole bunch of lip service. You don't want a spouse that keep on saying, "Oh, I love you, I love you, I love you." When they go out the house, they do everything opposite of that. They embarrassing you in the city. You know what I mean? She's sleeping around on you. But oh, baby, I love you so much. I never had nobody like you in my life. Like you be like, man, stop the flex, stop the cow. You know what I'm saying?
God.
For real, man, for real, like for real. So you gotta make sure, you gotta remember your heavenly Father, Yahweh, he's the same way.
Right.
He's not going for all that lip service, man. You know, keep on going.
God. Salaki. With their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men.
By the who?
By the precept of men.
Right, the heart, the Most High. That's what he counted, the heart, man. You know what I mean? We think that we can. This what the general said. He said the Lord is not some kind of girl you trying to lay with. You just tell a whole bunch of lies to and try to trick her or whatever. The Most High, he judging the heart, man. And you can't. It ain't no tricking the Lord. He made the heavens and the earth. He know how many grains of sand and hairs on your head, man. You know what I mean? Right. It ain't gonna be no, you know what I mean? Hey, if I boast in front of tell everybody about the Lord and just boast how much I love the Lord, where I'm saved t-shirts. You know what I mean? I'm winning brownie points with the Most High.
Right.
Save that t-shirt, save all that boasting, and follow the laws.
Right.
That's what you do. You know what I mean? That's what the Lord looking for. Your actions on that. And but we already know we've been improperly taught.
Right.
The precepts of men. But of course, like I always say, there's not any ignorance. Your ignorance on the law doesn't mean judgment is not gonna come.
That's right.
That's why we're in the state that we in now. That's why it's more killing every day. More and more poverty. Right. We in the era of inflation right now, but it's inflation on the spirits. It's a spiritual inflation also. You know what I'm saying? Like our people always been suffering, but we suffer more, and we think we fooled and think that we have more, but we really got less than even with the slaves or what our mothers and our grandmothers had back in the day. They had more than us. Our granddaddies had, they was oppressed for sure. They hang you quick, but they had land. Right. They had that, you know what I'm saying? They had real lots and land and plots, and they were real self-sufficient. Right. And we think just because we can hold a smartphone in our hand, we more advanced.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Things again worse and worse and worse. And then, so the ignorance of the law didn't keep those curses up off of us. You know what I mean? That those precepts taught of men, yeah, they wrong, and shame on them. And they will be judged on those matters if they don't repent and turn into the Most High. But those precepts of men that was taught to us, that's how we keep on going more and more to more black on black crime, more murdering. You know what I mean? More sexual deviancy. You know what I'm saying? Things that the oppressor was doing back in the day. You know what I mean? When it come down to swinging, transgender, homosexuality, trisexuality. You know what I mean? All this stuff from like 20 years ago that the oppressor was doing, you find that we doing these days.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Really, like, you know what I mean? All that stuff. Keep on going. 14.
Verse 14. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people.
A what?
A marvelous work among this people. Even a marvelous work and a wonder. For the wisdom of their wise men, Salakia, shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid.
Right now, what the wise men are considered Charles Barkley and the Shaquille O'Neal.
Right.
They know how to play the game to their oppressor, to the point where the Jewish man don't really got to get up, because really you don't really see too many Jewish people getting online and really speaking against it. Really, they working through their puppets, man,
Right.
and they can do all the speaking. They call Kyrie Irving stupid, call Kanye stupid. You know what I mean? And you know, so-called black man, he can talk, he can John or whatnot. So they you know they picking at the brothers and saying everything even better than the oppressor can say.
Right.
You know what I mean? Keep on going.
Verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to Salakia. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us? And who knoweth us?
Right. We already know who that counsel is, man. Right, because you already know the Zionists. Even though we the really Zionists, man, when it comes to Zion and all that, it's us, man. Really, like, so I don't even really like using that. Really, like the Jewish man, like what they got the Kabbalah, and all that, man. That's all that Illuminati stuff, man. You know what I mean? But these are the people that run the financial world. You know what I mean? These are people who run the banking system, the giving out the loans, the people that own mostly all the real estate, the people, and most importantly, the people who own Hollywood.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're the ones who choosing to get what churches and pastors get to put on TV. You know what I mean? They're the reason where it would never be an Israelite movie made. You know what I mean? And by the way, I would love to see an Israelite movie being made. You know what I mean? You know, you got other underground things. You know, like the Hebrews and Negroes book. I know he got a little video to what he got going on. But Amazon acting like they getting ready to gear to take this book down. And I don't know, a lot of y'all may not remember this, but about 10 years ago, Amazon had a book on about how to be a pedophile. They had if you Google it, they had a little handbook about how to be a pedophile, and the people was complaining about it, and they never took it down. Now, you know, now 2022, I don't know, but I already know when somebody's simply just saying that, hey, we used to be Hebrews, now we're Negroes, and that's about to get taken down. You know what I mean? That's the audacity of the oppressor.
Right.
That shows you the place that we still in right now to this day. Keep on going.
Verse 16. Surely your turning of Salakias, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
Right, the Most High turning things upside down right now. You know what I mean? The ISUPK, we already had the torch. We pushing the truth to men, like, you know, to some of these celebrities are starting to hear.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we you know, at the end of the day, we really, they're our brothers now, so we do care about them. But at the end of the day, we don't really care about a celebrity or whatnot. We don't praise a celebrity.
Right.
But the thing is, their reach and their influence, you know, the Lord can use that.
Right.
The Lord, let me just say, the Lord can work through that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he will start turning things upside down. And that's what's happening right now. You know what I mean? People are more curious. You know what I mean? They might have heard you speaking about it, but now Kyrie said something. Now Kanye saying something like, "Hey man, that's the stuff that you be into, huh?" You know what I mean? Let me look into. Tell me a little bit more about that. You know what I mean? Now that book is becoming a bestseller on Amazon now.
Right.
You know, our people wait, and that's why I'm saying that's why we need to. You know what I mean? The cares of this world. Yeah, we handle your business for sure. You know what I mean? It's create businesses also. Create families, but at the same time, we have to be ready for what's about to be gearing up. You know what I mean? Because we're gonna have some, we're gonna have more people coming to the truth. We're gonna have more people to wake up out of their sleep. You know what I mean? To see what's really in the Bible. You know what I mean? Like, how could you? Because I know when I was in Christianity, if I would have heard something like that, or when I did hear the truth, like, hold on, how could it? Can you please show me how can this be that we the Israelites or whatnot? What about the New Testament? You know what I'm saying? What about the Gentiles? There's all type of questions to be answered.
Right.
Keep on going.
Come on. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding?
Right. And that's the thing. People are more scared of, people are more concerned with the pot instead of the potter.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? This life is only a mist. Your whole duty on life is to follow the law, statute, commandments.
That's right.
But the Lord has given to us, not to listen to what man got to say, not to please man. Right. That's not what we put here for at all. But if you don't have any real foundation, if you're not into any real truth, you will go along to get along. Right. You know what I mean? You will be ready to sell anybody and everybody out just to get to a head of your brother, just to get a position and some status in this world. And right, and what they say, a man that what the Lord say, what is the gain of man to gain, profits a man to gain the world and lose, just to lose his soul.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we all have to be judged. I'm sure Takeoff a week and a half ago. You know what I mean? He was, I'm sure he got probably a few million in the bank, and financially no worries. Can pick women, all at his pickings. Right. You know what I mean? Enjoying the fat of the land. Right. Enjoying the best of the land. He ain't had no idea what the things were gonna happen to him. And now his funeral is gonna be it's gonna be Friday at State Farm Arena. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, this is gonna be Friday at State Farm Arena. And they got tickets to that thing just like they did for Nipsey. I mean, I don't know they selling them, but I know you gotta go on Ticketmaster and look and buy them. I mean, not buy them, but you gotta do something to get them. You know what I'm saying? I think if they ask me, I think it costs money. You know what I'm saying? And they got Justin Bieber performing there. But the things that come under this earth, they might have to stop Negroes having funerals. I'm just gonna have to go back onto y'all regular church. There's too many of y'all dying. There's too many high profile dying. You know what I'm saying? That's the only Takeoff. I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen in the future. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like every month we got another high profile case.
Right.
Really, it's taking brothers out every month. Right, and so we always have to. You got to be concerned with your soul. Yeah, you can get the riches or whatnot, but that can all be taken away from you. Right. You know what I mean? The Lord, He sees everything that we doing. You know what I mean? And you could be considered a good person to the rest of the world, but what do the Most High think about you? Do you follow the law? Do you even acknowledge? Do you even have the ear for the law, where your prayers can get heard? Right. So what is good? You know what I mean? What is good, man? Like that's the things we have to keep our mind on, because, like I said, there's been many brothers that come into the truth, but the thing about it is like who's staying in and keeping this and keeping the flame going, and pass it down to generation to generation. You know what I mean? Who's going to keep on passing it down to your children to make sure that that your children receive this knowledge or whatnot? I watched a video on Vlad TV. Vlad, he interviews all these celebrities. He interviewed Chingy, the rapper Chingy. Y'all remember Chingy from years ago? Oh, God. I did hear a few years ago that Chingy had started acknowledging the Israelites or whatnot. And the interviewer asked him about that. So just to make a long story short, Chingy said, yeah, I used to be in there. I don't deal with that no more or whatnot. And he asked him the reason why. And I tell you, it was the most asinine statement I ever heard him say. This dude said, and this is how a lot of our people think too. He said, the reason why I stopped messing with that because it's just like this. If I'm somewhere drowning or whatnot, I'm in the lake drowning, and Jesus and Allah and Buddha, and they threw a rope down to save me. I wouldn't care who saved me. You know what I mean? Whoever pulling me up, I'm up. You know what I mean? I'm up. Like I just deal with the universe. So I'm thinking, what kind of answer is that? Is that easy to turn to cross the Yahweh? To cross the Lord? You know what I mean? Is it that easy? Because of the, you know what I mean? Who does that? Because like you probably weren't even doing that. You don't even do that with Christianity and your traditions of men. I don't know if any of y'all seen that video. The video they go, and y'all want to go check it out. They asked him about Tiffany Haddish, but in that video, they start going into the black Hebrew Israelites. He said, "Yeah, I know about all that. They talking about this tribe and that tribe and whatnot, but now I'm more connected to the universe." You know what I mean? So you went all the way around the world in the truth just to go back to a simple nigga talking about you a spiritual? You spiritual? You don't even need that. You don't even need to learn nothing for that. Yeah, I can get my homeboy that I went to high school with or something. And of course he's gonna say, no, I'm spiritual. Right. I'm one with the universe. You know what I'm saying? Other thing, that's that slick talk. That's that slick Negro talk, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? Real man, you bet, and you definitely sleep. You definitely been put back to sleep, man. And that's what the Most High do. You, like for real, you may do something that got something going on. I'm gonna go ahead and put this Negro right back to sleep. You know what I'm saying? For real, this is like you like the seed that was planted by the beach and just got washed up, man. Yeah, it was a seed that was planted, but it got washed up real quick, man. You know what I mean? Well, we need to see what your seed really gonna do, man. With that being said, put me in Matthew 13:22 through 23. Are you gonna be that seed that's planted and bring forth other seed? You know what I mean? A multitude of seed? Or you gonna be like somebody, oh yeah, I was in that. I used to believe in that. Or some brothers I talked to, yeah, I used to be in the ISUPK. I know about all that, man. All they want, that's all a Negro concerned about. Yeah, everything you learned, I learned that 20 years ago. Now, what you doing today? What are you doing now? Real, the Most High don't work like that. Go ahead, officer.
Hey, I ain't gonna say no name. Go ahead and say you used to be in ISUPK in the Atlanta count back in the 90s. I don't know why you left, but he here, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We hear stories all the time about other people, you know what I'm saying? They were from other counts since the 90s, late 80s.
Right.
Coming back. I'm like, okay, how did you leave? You know, like, what happened? I know what happened.
You said they came back?
Yeah.
They came back into the truth? Okay, well, most times we're low.
Yeah, because I know why I covered that 2000 split. You know, Christ come back in 2000 and stuff like that. That what happened.
Right. You know, I mean, you got brothers got all type of excuse or whatnot, and that's the thing they bring it out. It's 2022. For real. We got the Bible. We have, you know what I mean? We prove all things or whatnot. If a brother got a discord or about something, please bring it. You can bring it to the ISUPK. You can bring it to us. And we will go through it and depict that instead of you being so puffed up and prideful and want to pick one little thing and just leave. But you know what? It ain't never about just about them finding, they teaching this. I don't believe that. It's about because you don't want to follow the laws.
That's right.
You don't want to be held accountable. That's right. This is a real job. You don't want to fulfill your duties no more. You know what I'm saying? You let the cares of this world take you away from the truth. Right. You know what I'm saying? You thinking that as you laid up on a Saturday and don't have no responsibilities to get to do what you want to do, now you really living. But you really about, you know what I mean? Right. But you not living, man. You know what I'm saying? For real, according to the word, that you're not living. For real, you're not gonna be a seed that produces anything that will go forth. You got that Matthew 13:22.
Come. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 13 and verse 22. He also that received seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful.
Coming what?
Unfruitful.
Right. You start going around, you that seed that's planted around the thorns and the weeds or whatnot. You know what I mean? It choke off because that's what I'm saying. The deceitfulness of riches. You know what I mean? That's what it was. General was just talking about all these get rich quick schemes, network marketing, the seminars you can go to, whatnot. Because we already know people gonna know how to talk a good game,
right?
To get you off your to get you off track or whatnot. When it takes a lot of wisdom, it takes experience in this world to really find out what time it is concerning those things. So you trying to chase riches and or it just chase a check. You know what I mean? You trying to hit a lick.
Right.
Because you got brothers all day like Fred, they live somewhat of a righteous life, and they tired of working. They tired of working the regular get it out the mud or just the righteous way.
Right.
Getting things. They hear about a lick they can hit. They hit a lick and may get their head blown off. You know what I mean? They hit a lick and may get 20, 30 years in prison. Again, everybody snitching on them, man. And you in prison. You in prison doing life of doing 20 years, and and you become unfruitful. Not saying you can't be fruitful in prison, but we already know how that story goes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The deceitfulness of riches is what have a lot of brothers running up in trying to hit licks. The deceitfulness of riches and how brothers selling drugs and all type of sorceries to his brothers and to his neighborhood. You know what I mean? We see these other heathens, they sell drugs too. But what they say, why y'all black people sell drugs into your own neighborhood? We just never understood that. You know what I mean? Right. What a Chinese dude named China Mac? He said, I never understood that about blacks. He's like, yeah, I sold drugs too, but we never do it in our own neighborhood. Like, that's retarded. Like, why would you do it in your own neighborhood?
Right.
That's crazy. But the deceitfulness of riches, you know what I mean? I had that brother looking at that when really, you know what I mean, you thinking you're doing something, you thinking that's rich. You're not doing anything, man. Even on a corporate level, we don't have to take it down to a street trap level. Even at a corporate level. You know what I mean? You want to rub shoulders with the CEOs, CFOs, or whatnot. You can rub shoulders with those guys, but you know what I mean. But you willing to sell your whole self out for that. You know what I mean? You wasn't like not Daniel, but was Benjamin daddy from Egypt? Joseph. You wasn't like Joseph. You ain't like Joseph in Egypt or whatnot. You know what I mean? Who had his mind on the Most High and dealt righteously with his brothers, even when he became high ranking in Egypt. It's a way to do all these things high ranking. You know what I mean? But you let the deceitfulness of riches sell your brother off, and now you become unfruitful. Go ahead, 23.
Verse 23. But he that receives seed into the good ground.
Into the what?
Good ground.
What is that good ground? Anybody can tell me what that good ground is? Yeah, we in it right now. The ISUPK.
Right.
That's that good ground, man.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Real, man, real. Because we all done been through churches. We all done been online. We might have found out a different way, and we used to try. But you might used to treat other Israelite groups like I listen to all the camps.
Right.
I'm just listening to all the camps or whatnot. You know what I mean? But now that you come into that, you planted your seed into a good ground. Now you start to see the errors of course Christianity, but even the other camps or whatnot. You know what I mean? Like that, I was staying with them. It took me 20 years to know what I know now.
Right.
You know what I mean? I would have been thinking like Ruth is not an Israelite. You know what I mean? Like or we can get heathens to come into here or whatnot, as long as they pay us or whatnot.
Right.
You know what I mean? As long as they repent and acknowledge who the Israelites are, they can come in here and worship with us. Yeah, it sounds good if you're not on good ground.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Keep on going.
Salaki.
Hey, you can start it
over. Verse 23. But he that receives seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word and understandeth it, which also beareth fruit and bringeth forth some 100-fold, some 60, some 30.
Right. That's what we doing here in the ISUPK. You know what I mean? One person represents 60, 30, 100-fold worth of other people, because you know what I mean, that's the effectiveness of the message. Right. That's the effectiveness when we know how to properly use the truth. Right. You use this Bible, man. We can open up this Bible and just go. You know what I mean? So we don't even need a note list or nothing. We can just take the Bible and just show you the truth out of the Bible, man. And that opens our eyes of our brothers and our sisters, man. You know what I mean? And it may go to our family, it may go to our friends, it may not go to none of them. It may just go to people on the streets that we reaching, or people on YouTube that we reaching. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? But it's bringing forth fruit,
Right.
and that's how you know somebody. But not by all that stuff they popping, not about how it look, but the fruit you bring through. That's how we know who you are.
Right.
That's how we know if you're the Most High, actually. You know what I'm saying? By the fruit that you've been bought for. You know what I mean? Not all that lip action.
Right.
Yeah. We gotta with that, put me with John 15:16.
Kind of.
Right, because we gotta recognize, you know what I mean, this life, it's not a long life at all. It's not a long life at all. We see that it's not a long life. So the thing is just be on this earth and just try to get all the money and then croak and die? You know what I'm saying? Is that really what I mean, or is it more to this thing? You know what I'm saying? Like that's why we had to bring out what the book was sealed. We know what time it is.
Right.
It's high time to wake us out of sleep.
Right.
These dead bones are waking up. That's what we're doing. I mean, and then we gotta thank the Most High that He brought us in here.
Right.
Right. And understand the responsibility that understand the responsibility that we have. Real, that is an honor for that. Right. Real, but it was not our choice. You know what I mean? We'll like to think that it's our choice. That hey, I was always listening to church real hard as a little kid, so I can see why the Lord brought me in here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? I got that. You know, I knew a little bit more than my brothers and sisters do. You know what I'm saying? You got that John 15:16.
Come. This is the book of John, chapter 15 and verse 16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit.
Bring forth what?
Bring forth fruit.
Go ahead.
And that your fruit should remain.
That fruit shall remain. That was built in 1969. Our business,
right.
Man. They our long gone, man. A lot of the original 7 heads, man, they long gone, man. But you will remain the ISUPK and Jim Johanna. And then the breakup in the year 2000, the pots bought up or whatnot. All those things happening, man. But look what will remain. The ISUPK remain, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what you call, that's an example of fruit. What you want to do, you want to bring forth the fruit. You want to let your fruit show. You know what I mean? That's the duty that you want to do. You want to, you know what I mean? Of course, we want to get riches here, but we want to make sure our treasures, we don't stack them treasures up in heaven also.
Right.
You know what I mean? No, I mean, you know, when you tell a Negro that's just like telling a Negro, you know what I mean? You know, like what in Islam, they if you when you die, you be living in you live a certain type of life of Islam, you got 30 versions waiting for you.
Right.
That's that false. It's not the same thing. All you gotta do is die, and then you got 30 versions. No, we doing it right here, man. We bringing forth fruit right here, man.
That's right.
And we got treasures in heaven waiting for us.
Right.
Hope to God. You know what I'm saying? That's the main treasures, the persecution that we have to go through. Keep on with that scripture.
God, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you.
Right, and we asking for this empire to be given back to us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That he hear our prayers, and that all our people wake up, and we get our oppressors become our new slaves. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's what that's what we asking.
That's right.
And you know what I mean? And that's what's gonna happen, but work gonna have to be done.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Even when Yahweh shall come in the wilderness, there's still gonna be some work done.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? How many of y'all heard about the seeing that Brittany Griner situation? It just came out today.
Oh, a lot.
Yeah, Brittany Griner, that's the one, the basketball player. I know you got the other Brittany. She be on the other side. Yeah, they just the sister actually is we already know what happened to her. She in Russia, sentenced to 10 years or whatnot, but they just doubled down on the sister. Not only is she doing 10 years in a Russian prison, they sent her into a labor camp.
Wow.
for 10 years that she had to do over cannabis, over some weed,
Right.
some liquid weed
Right.
or whatnot. She sister had got pumped up to the amount where she was she became master. She's a very tall woman. Got dreads, broad shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Like,
God.
it's crazy. You know what I mean?
God.
She got married and got groupies and women after her or whatnot. And she's literally going into cattle slavery.
Right.
They sent her into a labor camp for 10 years. And ain't nothing nobody can do about it.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And that's crazy, man. I heard that this morning and I'm like, what? Like they just doubling down on that. Go ahead, Albert.
It's like you said, there's nothing they can do about it. But also when it comes to America, there is nothing that they will do about it.
Right.
Right.
They're not trying to negotiate. She's nothing special to America at all.
Right, you're right. She, you know what I mean? She definitely nothing special to America, like for real, because she's the children of the slaves. She's the Israelite.
Right.
Well, they have you believe, oh, because she's a lesbian, whatever. You think they got anything Esau considering that? They love lesbians. You know what I'm saying? they love, you know what I mean? They promote that. You know what I mean? Especially,
Right.
Russia ain't studying that stuff, man. For real, but you know, if they can get one of the children of the slaves to go into slavery, that's the whole catch of that, man. For real, that's the whole catch of that. The and pick me up at Matthew 6:19.
Come.
Matthew 6:19, man. Yeah, man. I mean, that's real sad what was going on, man. But you know what I mean? Hopefully, when that sister come out of this, she can change her life up. You know what I mean? Of course, it's not an excuse you being a 6'5" woman with broad shoulders.
Right.
Believe me, it's still a Negro out there for you. They will still want you. Go ahead, bro.
Salakia, sir. That reminded me of something General Muhammad said. The reason she even went the way that she went is because she didn't run into a real man. And they have real men in the ISUPK that would have taken that 6'7" woman and made her feel like a woman.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's what a lot of times it is, because a lot of our women are getting into and then some of our prettiest women, they're getting into homosexuality or whatever. But what it is that the men are getting more feminine,
right,
and the women are getting more masculine.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to that plus, that positive and that negative, that the socket and the plug or whatnot, they not gonna teach a man. They can't teach a man how to hey, this is how you put me in my place. If your woman got to tell you that, then your days are numbered, actually.
Right.
Yeah, they you know what I mean? Because it's a nature thing. It's a nature thing. These are things that happen in nature with the animals, with the lions and the tigers and gorillas. With the alpha males, they get all that stuff from gorillas and stuff. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? When you laying down law or whatnot, you know what I mean? That's what they respect. That you know what I mean? That's respect, and that's how your oppressor respect that too. Respect that also. Okay. You know what I mean? Your oppressor don't respect any weakness.
Right.
We shall overcome. They ain't gonna get you nowhere but more oppressed.
Right.
It's like they hate you more when you lay down. You know what I mean? But when you start fighting back, you know what I mean? Where that's when you get their attention.
That's right.
That's when you get the ball rolling. That's when, you know what I mean? That's more effective.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's so it's the same way. It's the same way with the women, of course, because we in this world. You will in this empire that we in now. You will definitely see that a lot of the women, when you get a new rib, you get a rib these days. You will see that she probably has, which is shameful, but it's just how things is. A lot of times, she probably has been with a woman, sometimes been in a relationship with a woman. A lot of times. But you know what? You quickly realize that she was waiting for that type of man like you to come along.
Right.
Because these other dudes, they so caught up in everything. They made, even if they hardcore street, they still don't know how to maintain maintain their household, how to maintain a woman. You know what I mean? You come and get taught properly. You know what I mean? When you really know who you are, knowledge yourself, not that slick, knowledge yourself or whatnot. when you really have knowledge of self and know who you are, and then you start to find out the expectations the Most High has on a man.
Right.
The expectations the Most High have on a woman in your household, and that spirit goes into you. Then you know how to righteously deal with a woman and deal with those children also.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's how, you know, and that's gonna keep a woman in her feminine state.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be no fighting of the powers or whatnot.
That's right.
Go ahead, pick that up. Go ahead, bring it up for me.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 19. Lay not up for yourself treasures upon the earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt.
Right, because we already know that you can get boatloads of money, but you can't take it with you.
Right.
But the thing is about, we all act like, you know what I mean, a lot of us, not us ISUPK, but a lot of us, we all act like we can take it with us. We all act like, you know what I mean, it's gonna be matter in the afterlife when the judgment time. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be focused on the main judge, the things that we can't take with us. You know what I mean? What's going with us is our soul, our spirit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Read, start back over again.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 19. Lay not up for yourself treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal.
Right. People be talking about generational wealth. I got this from the General Muhammad again, inspired by that, because you be talking about generational wealth. You was a slave in his empire.
Right.
You can get a generational wealth. You think in 20 years, you think it's gonna keep on going down to generation. They're gonna have some type of trick to get your money.
Concept.
You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Salakia, sir. Salakia, sir. If I may, Officer Yawa'ah this past Monday was talking about that exact thing and showing how our generational wealth was robbed from us in the time where we had land coming out of slavery before integration. We had so much land, but policies were put in place to steal it away from us.
Right. Exactly. And that's what people love to say. Y'all keep up, y'all gotta stop with the white man, the oppressor, blame everything on the oppressor. Now hear me out on this. Now, definitely, individually as a man, you gotta definitely do all that you can,
right,
to make things happen, to make things shape. But do not get it twisted. It is the oppressor's fault.
Right.
Because you know what I mean? You got never heard of Black Wall Street, never heard of Rosewood or whatnot.
Right.
We was already, and then up from slavery, we was thriving.
Right.
We built universities. There haven't been another black university. Last black university was built in what, 1920, the 20s? You know what I mean? How all the education and all the neighborhoods as far as Black Wall Street or whatnot, how all that come from the 20s. But you never seen nothing else afterwards.
Right.
Because they know how to fix that.
Right.
They know how to fix it. Real. You can make $1 billion today and die, and they will find a way to take that money, sue the money away from you. You know what I mean? Get your seed on drugs, the trick the money all off, everything. But I'm saying it's not really set up for that. And even if it is, it may be some of them. But I mean, really show me a black family that passed it down from generation to generation. Yeah, the sellouts, what they call the black boule,
right,
or whatnot. We hear about them. They might have passed something down for 50 years or whatnot. Go ahead.
And Salaki, sir, to piggyback off of what you were talking about with the black universities, they all, well, not all Salaki, but most of them in the black universities all pledge Greek.
Right. Yeah. They've been giving your children have been given over to the Grecians.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They all got Greek. We all got Greek tattoos, and for real, that's all. They all go down. They all go up into what they go back to the Jewish men. Right. What they call the so-called the Illuminati. We know we're the illuminated ones. But what they call Illuminati. All that is a branch of that. All that sorority, the skull and bones, fraternity, sororities. All that stuff got something to do with that. You know what I mean? All that stuff has something to do with with going back up to different levels of the Illuminati or whatnot. You know what I mean? That's why that's why we haven't come up with a new fraternity or whatever. All these black universities, and we don't have one university who's not Greek.
Right.
That's crazy. You know what I mean? I just thought about that actually because it's like, damn, like, you know what I mean? We done had over 100 years of historical black universities,
Right.
and we haven't come up with anything. I know when I went to a historically black university, and they just had one off-brand fraternity called the Cavaliers, and and they nobody recognized them for nothing. You know what I mean? Them brothers don't have no the connections and networking. You know what I mean? They didn't get no implants on them, nothing. They just looked at it as a fake fraternity. Okay, you can get into the other frats.
Right.
This is what you make or whatnot. Right, yeah. It ain't no Phi Beta Sigma got sold.
Right.
You know what I mean? It wasn't none of that. You know what I mean? We all been given over to the Grecians, man. Keep on going with that.
God, verse 21. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
Oh, okay, hold on. Start at 20. Go back up to 20.
Oh, Salaki.
Right, because we yeah, but the Most High said don't lay up yourself treasures upon the earth.
Right.
Or whatnot, because they're gonna rush. These things gonna pass by. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? But how many people that work all their life and put in overtime or whatnot, retire, and then within the next month or 6 months they die. That's a sad story. Y'all done heard them stories before.
Right.
You know what I mean? They stacking up all the riches or whatnot to themselves, but they didn't look at the scriptures too in depth. That's why we got to make sure we look at these scriptures and make sure we don't repeat the same things that our grandfathers repeated. Go ahead, officer.
Also with the scripture, this is heavy because if we had seen the scripture before, we would have known before coming to truth, and also for Christians to not model yourselves after the Egyptians. You understand? When our people would say, "Oh yeah, we used to be kings and queens, we were pharaohs in Egypt."
Right.
But now this is what the scripture saying. That's what the Egyptians are infamous and famous for doing. That's what everybody knows them for doing. For stacking up their treasure. That's what the pyramids were built. The pyramids were built as tombs.
Right.
To stack their treasures up. You understand?
Right.
That's an excellent example because you know they make documentaries about King Tut and you know what I mean how many the gold they have up there stacked up. But I mean what. You know, but just like that scripture said that that you know people come in there and steal it, and it rust, and what we say the moths and the insects come in there and you know they eat it up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Salakia, sir. And even on the other side of that, like my mom just retired a year ago from AT&T, working there for 35, 40 years, some shit like that. Salaki. But she just got a job this year. She just got a job like a month ago.
Right. They gotta you know, you see that all the time. You know,
the stack like that for us.
You'll see that all the time. With some of my aunties, you know, they've been working all their life, they retired. Yeah, they have a retirement party just to go out and go get a job or cashier at Walmart. And that's
right.
I'm telling you, that's true. I mean, that's a true story. I know. I'm telling you, it happens all the time in our community. I be thinking like, do they not want to? They probably feel like they're gonna die. They probably feel like they're gonna die. They sit at home and not be active or whatnot. But that's also a sad story you hear of dudes working their overtime, and within the year they pass away. They gone. You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying them go back into the title of the class, the cares of this world, man. You know what I mean? Your number one job is to be a priest and a prophet. Should be a priest and a prophet of the Most High. You know what I mean? You do what you do. You in slavery. You do what you do to feed your family, for sure. You know what I mean? To create business, to create wealth, for the generations to come as much as you can, for sure. Nobody's not discouraging nobody from doing that. But the main thing is your main job, your number one job. Start at 20.
Khan. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 20. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven.
Treasures in where?
In heaven,
How you do that?
where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt.
Right, right. These things, the bugs, the insects can't get to.
Right.
Thieves can't break into this one. Keep on going.
Come. And where thieves do not break through nor steal. For
Wow.
where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
Right. And that's your heart need to be in the commandments, man.
That's right.
Pleasing the Most High, man.
That's right.
The whole volume of the book. We ain't talking about no Old Testament Israelites. The commandments. We talking about the whole volume of the book. You know what I'm saying? That's where our heart should be at, for sure. You know what I mean? We're not gonna keep on repeating the same cycles that our fathers and our grandfathers repeated or whatnot. Right. You know what I mean? The generation curses really stop here. Right. It really stop here. You know what I mean? All those ships and that's some slick they say in church or whatnot, but it don't happen. You know what I mean? Because we already know they don't have the truth or whatnot. They definitely don't have the truth on that. Right. That's it on that. What? Pick the next scripture up.
Come. Verse 22. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light.
All right, go ahead. Drop that and pick me up at 2 Timothy 3:12.
Come.
Yeah, 2 Timothy 3:12, man. And the thing about it, what's another thing that just happened this week? What's another big thing that y'all know that everybody know that happened just happened this week? That's happening this week.
Oh.
Yeah.
So is there the election?
Yeah, voting.
Right.
Voting. You know what I mean? We see how passionate our people get about that. You know what I mean? Our people get very, very passionate about voting. Right. You know what I mean? To the point where they will curse you out and fight you and cut you off from being a family member or coming around them for not voting. Right. Like, how dare you not vote? You know what I mean? And that's another thing our people get caught up into. They not caught up into the commandments or the commandments of the Most High, law, statute, commandments of Him. They caught up in a Herschel Walker and a Warnock. They caught up in Stacey Abrams. Right. They caught up in Governor Kemp. And that's another sidebar. That's a shame also that this Stacey Abrams, she lost. She's clear cut lost. Now I don't vote, but it's like she a sister, and I'm glad she lost to it. Like, right. Because like I always say, it was up to Stacey Abrams. Our 8-year-old kids, our little babies will be having they'll have a male, female, and transgender bathroom, man. Yo, she be so nasty about things, man. It don't make no sense. It's like, you know what I mean? It was up to Stacey Abrams. We abort all our babies. And we just only live with the generation that we got going on right now. Right. And if you want to make a baby, then we'll do a test tube baby. Right. You know what I'm saying? It was up to Stacey Abrams. They'll kill a baby at 8.5 weeks pregnant. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lord have mercy. Like, for real, you let an oppressor be more righteous than you? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just like look, on a carnal level, like real, like with the abortion or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like she need to go to New York or something because they with that killing the baby at 8 months up there. Yeah, they can stick a needle straight through the baby pregnancy here. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, they act like they want to kill the baby 2 minutes. Okay, you got 1 minute, you got 1 day after the baby lives. If you feel like you don't want it, we'll go ahead and knock the baby off. We don't make the birth certificate till a week later anyway, so like it never happened. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, them people it's straight evil. You know what I mean? Everybody act like they never was a baby and was never a seed or embryo that happened. You know what I'm saying? Hey, in 3 weeks you don't hit a heartbeat. That's not a real human being. Are we really arguing that fact? You know what I'm saying? Like for real, like all that talk about we're not. It's becoming real popular amongst our people. Why men and politicians gotta be the judge on what women do to their bodies. But it's not your body, it's your baby. We all started in somebody's body. We started in our mother's body. My body's not my mother's body.
Right.
I'm taller than my mama.
Right.
I'm a male. She's a female.
That's right.
She's just the temple
Right.
that holds the body, the machine that, you know what I mean? The womb that holds the body, man. Like for real, like everybody got their little buzzword and just ran with it. Ain't that crazy? Man, we all get caught up in these buzzwords, man. These buzzwords is something else too, man. But Stacey Abrams, man, she's a shame. And you can just look into the sister eyes, man. It's like she gone.
Right.
She gone, man. Like for real, you know, it's a shame with them Democrats that we got a doggone the most racist white supremacy out Republicans. If you was not in the truth and you had any morality, you'd probably be voting for Republican. Because these doggone Democrats have lost their rabbit ass mind.
That's right.
These folks trying to knock babies off. They trying to doggone put, you know what I mean? Like, okay, if somebody with homosexuality is evil enough, but when you start want to put that stuff into our babies,
right?
Why are we having sex talk with our babies? Right. If I got a prostitute for my little boy, everybody will hate me.
Right.
But those same people want to have sex talk with little 6-year-olds. Right. You know what I mean? They want to be on the Dwayne Wade flow. You know what I'm saying? Everybody said, you know what I'm saying, all that political correct and buzzword stuff. That's what's best. That's what the cares of this. That's part of the cares of this world too.
That's right.
We call them Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union crazy, but look, that's happening now. What's going to be another 5-10 years? That's going to be a norm. Right. You know what I mean? Just like Cher. Everybody knows Cher. Cher about 76 years old. She had a daughter about 20 years ago. Her daughter was like changed the whole gender around, became a whole man. She had a daughter. We ain't never seen it 20 years ago. We ain't never seen nothing like that. We're like, whoa, that's crazy. She have a whole dude.
Right.
That is what they doing on the normal now these days. You know what I mean? So like when we look at somebody, Dwayne Wade, that's crazy. He made his daughter to Zaire, and he trying to cut his genitals off and make him a whole woman. That's crazy. Dwayne Wade crazy, man. But you don't understand. That's gonna be. They trying to make that the norm in 5-10 years. They playing with our kids now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So now it's real war. It's real war. The line is getting drawn in the sand. We can't be laxy-daisy about none of this stuff no more.
That's right.
On the part you had your hand on first. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was UFC 281 press conference on calling spoilers. She might be a Northern tribe, but she finally gets a Moab look exactly like a man. Short haircut and everything. Exactly like a man.
And what is this, UFC? What is this?
UFC 81.
Okay. That's a fighting club, fighting league.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, the Moab looks exactly like a man.
Right.
I thought it was a woman fighting against a man. Like, quite the third. I'm like, that's extreme, yeah.
Right, yeah, but we already seen the extremes. Like we got the Olympics, the transgenders. They you know what I mean. It's funny. It's not even funny really. I'm not even gonna say it's funny. It's like dang, that's crazy, whatever. Like you know what I mean. But they really getting real serious about this to you know what I mean. Because you know, at ISUPK we keep on we make seed and have other seed, and we got little kids or whatnot or whatever. This is something really our kids really got to be exposed for.
Right.
So we have to go overboard with our kids.
Right.
And our family gonna call it hate. Everybody else gonna call it hate. When they get taught with their teachers, what you think their teachers gonna tell you? They gonna call that hate, man. For real. Go ahead.
Salaki, sir, just to piggyback off of exactly what you're saying, is that we as a generation, being in our 30s and 40s, we were doing things that probably were unsavory back then,
right.
Earlier, like doing sexual things sooner than this generation. However, this generation is exposed to way more than our generation could even fathom, could even imagine in terms of having these things, these perversions at their fingertips, and being able to look at all manner of homosexuality, bestiality, pornography, all that stuff at their fingertips, and we got to be the ones to be the gatekeepers for this generation because of what this nation is willing to show and tell our children. And so early they're willing to tell it to us, tell it to them.
Mm-hmm.
They have a Salakia in Florida. It's called the Don't Say Gay Bill.
Right, I heard of that.
Right.
This summer it came.
Khan. It's about not being able to. They're trying to block the liberals from the Stacey Abrams of the world from telling our children at an early age about options sexually, sexual options and sexual orientations and gender identities in the 3rd grade.
Right.
They want to tell our children this in the 3rd grade.
Right.
Imagine an 8-year-old hearing that it's okay to be a boy or a girl when you're a girl or a boy. It's okay to be a homosexual. It's okay to be bisexual or whatever like that in the 3rd grade. This is when they're trying to indoctrinate our children.
Exactly. And they want the children.
Right.
They want the kids. No, and you know what? It's crazy. It's always crazy. Nobody ever says, why are we talking to kids about sex at this young age? I don't get it. Like I said, like if I got my son, I don't have a son, but if I had a son, if I got him a prostitute at 9-10 years old, it would cause an uproar of the earth, that's very unlawful. You shouldn't do that, definitely. But these people want to, you know what I mean? Or if I got him a little girlfriend, they had a little girlfriend, let them kiss. So yeah, we got a son, and I got a little son. He's 10 years old. He got a little girlfriend, and I allowed them to kiss. That would start an uproar.
Right.
But if they want to be gay at 6 years old, it's cool. You know, 3rd grade, that's cool. That's crazy.
Right.
But these people, they really ready to hurt you about that. Females, you and a female dealing with each other, but she found out that you on that type of time, that you ain't with that transgender stuff. Sometimes they ready to leave, which is good reason to hit the door. But they like, hold on, what me and you got going on ain't got nothing to do with that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They ready to afflict you. Like things are getting back like Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right.
Slowly but for surely. You know what I mean? You got that 2 Timothy 3:12. We'll go down to 17 because we got to see what all we have to go through and what we have to prepare our minds for. You know what I mean? Like we all, like I said, we all in slavery. We all got family. We all have a community. Some of us have kids. We got nieces and nephews. You know what I mean? We have parents. And at the end of the day, we want to just have some type of a life for ourselves too, where we can sit back and don't gotta, we can sit back and relax and don't have to work our finger to the bone. Right. You know what I'm saying? We want to enjoy something too on this earth. We just don't, you know what I mean? We just don't want to be a bump on the log on this earth. But at the same time, with our beliefs, they're ready to take us out.
That's right.
You know what I mean? We had to really come to a point where we realized that being Mr. Popular or being the man on campus or whatnot, that's out the door now.
That's right.
For real, like it's really ISUPK versus the whole world. That's right. You know what I mean? And with that, go ahead, give me that. Scripture.
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3 and verse 12. Yea, and all that Salakia, ye, and all that willing live godly in Christ Jesus shall suffer persecution.
Hold on, say that again.
Ye and all that live Salakia. Ye and all that live godly in Christ Jesus shall suffer persecution.
Nah, we're gonna have a sister dedication day to us. We're gonna be loved amongst our community, and when we die, they're gonna say, "Oh, that's a godly man." Y'all ever notice that? Like somebody that's really in the truth, like real, like if you pass, don't think your family gonna say, oh, he was a godly man.
Right.
For real, man, your family gonna be really slick, ready for you to die, man. You know what I mean? My father that just passed, he had a little snippet of the truth, but he was going in on my family. He was going in on our family like, I'm like, hey, pop, you know what I mean? He was just putting it down like he just knew he was gonna die or something. Like, for real, and I noticed when he died, it definitely wasn't gonna be the same. It wasn't the same if he would have died like in Christianity. Like people were like really on some really like in our family, like some not everybody. People show love, but it's really on that like he pissed all us off anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, ain't nobody saying, oh, he was a godly man or whatnot. For real. But like for real, that's persecution, man.
Right.
And that's what we got. That's what we got to suffer. That's what we're gonna suffer through. Keep on going.
But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse.
Time's gonna get better.
Worse and worse.
Go ahead.
Deceiving and being deceived.
Oh, we the age of information. We learning so much information now. Hit me with that.
Being deceived, but
right.
Continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and hast been assured of.
Hold on. What have we learned? What have we learned? Continuing the things that we have learned. Right. Forget what the word got to say.
Right.
Continue in this law.
Right.
You know what I mean? According to Yahweh Shai. Through Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
That's right. Salakia. Knowing of whom thou hast learned them. Salakia. Verse 15. And that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith, which is in Jesus Christ.
Right, man. We already know that we definitely want no children to learn this, but we young men in the truth. We are children.
Right.
We come in here, we young man, your slave name.
Right.
You know what I mean? Your first year in the school, you 1 year old.
Right.
Second year, you 2 years old. You know what I mean? That's the child. That's what he talking. That's what we talking about right there.
That's right.
And that's the things we're not gonna leave behind. Keep on going.
Khan, verse 15. Oh, Salakia, verse 16. All scripture is given by inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrine.
All scripture is what?
Is profitable for doctrine.
The scripture is open to interpretation.
Is profitable, Salakia, is given by inspiration of God.
Right. Yeah, the scripture, you can make the scriptures you can go on Bible and just make the Bible say whatever you want to say.
Is given by inspiration of God.
Go ahead.
And is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction,
for making you feel good.
For reproof. We
don't want to make nobody feel uncomfortable in here.
For reproof.
And what else?
For doctrine. For instruction in righteousness.
Right. And it ended off at 17.
Khan, verse 17. That the man of God may be perfect.
Ain't nobody perfect on this earth. Ain't nobody perfect but God.
Right.
Say that again.
Khan. That the man of God may be perfect.
That man of God is only Jesus, Yahweh Shai, right?
That the man of God may be perfect.
I know we're not all perfect. We ain't perfect now. We'll bring it back.
That the man of God may be perfect.
Right. And go ahead and finish it off.
Thoroughly furnished unto all good works.
All right, with that, I'm Priest and Prophet Officer Baraki Allah. I'm going to pass it over to Priest and Prophet Hadar Mall.
These are the security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They hit to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to that brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties within the commandment come from the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and also the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10, which means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, gives to the treasury department or the teacher. Priest fund, free will offer for priests, not mandatory. What's the amount you like to give? Upcoming holy convocations is the Feast of Dedication. Clap that up. Feast of Dedication. Feast of Hanukkah taking place December 17th, sundown. Get with your camp leaders for further details. And also as a reminder for any brother and sister to check the bulletin board in the hallway. And also if any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. That's boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and war scarves. And with that, give a courteous salute for the teacher. Men of Israel, I imagine. Amar Shabbat. Imagine. Barak. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah.
And what we just said in the Hebrew, may the Most High bless you in the name of Christ. I believe there were any sisters online. Yamatai, hands down. Class dismissed.